How to build a technology company as a non-tech founder? This is a question that crosses everybody's mind who is looking to build a technology company while coming from a non-tech background or a non-coding background in the past. Now, this question definitely has merit because when you are thinking of a technology company, you are already envisioning code and data and all sort of technology inputs and so on. You are going to be surrounded by that, no doubt about it. But one thing that I can assure you is that a lot of technology companies are built by non-tech founders. Companies like Airbnb, Pinterest, even Apple, all of them did not have non-tech founder. I think the more important aspect for a successful technology company journey would be a founder's perseverance, a founder's reliability, a founder's reading of the market, and all these skills which do not require technology. So, moving forward in this video, I'm going to share with you all the different things that you can do to make sure that you can build a technology company in spite of coming from a non-tech background. The first thing that you have to learn is the basics of technology. Now, you can definitely skip programming, but you still need to learn terms and terminologies that your team is going to use when they conversate with you. This could include understanding of what is front end, what is back end, what is the SDLC, or what is the methodology that the team is using, agile, scrum, stand-ups, all these common things that will come day in and day out when you build your product. And I would like to say that, nobody knows everything. So whenever you come across something that you don't know, either Google it out or either ask your team. Don't shy away from asking questions. Don't feel that it's such a basic question or not. But just ask, clarify, and stick to the basics. You'll do well. I want you to imagine like you are the captain of the ship. Now, as a captain of the ship, you have to learn about navigation. You have to learn about the different ways that you can basically run your ship well. But you may not need to learn about how much coal has to be put every day in the furnace, or you may not have to learn about what it takes to work to be able to say do the nitty gritties of every day. So these are things you kind of escape. But as a captain, you need to learn basics of everything. The second thing that you need to know as a non-tech founder would be the tools that will help you become an effective manager. Now, there are a lot of tools that you can use to measure productivity, to manage the team's work, to manage performance, to set up KPIs. So, all of those things you have to do. Third thing is to be really, really good in your area of expertise, the area where your team looks up to you in the area. For example, you have to be probably the number one person in being able to understand your customer pain points, or you have to be the best person in terms of network or be able to be connected with a greater number of resources or people that you would require. So, all these things you have to expertise in. Fourth point is learning the art of visualization. Communication is a key to many a things. If not communicated well, it leads to many problems that keep popping up. So you have to find a way to communicate well. This communication could be in the way of your text, in way of your email, as well as even learning small ways that make your communication effective. Like I do not stress that you have to learn like Photoshop or Figma, but even learning a smaller tool like a Marble app to be able to create paper and pen prototypes, for example, to communicate to your designer, or to be able to set up the right reporting mechanism for your team. These are all part of communication that the team would continue to work. The fifth thing is gaining specific business skills. Now, as I said earlier, you have to learn like skills in terms of like getting in touch with your customers, taking right feedback from your customers, surveying users, or finding doing the competitor research, or finding areas of differentiation for your product. So all of these things you have to keep learning. There are a lot of free and inexpensive resources to do that. Just go on and keep learning, because these all skills are required from the founder. Sixth thing, and very important, is go ahead and ask for help. Even this is so important that a founder should really find ways to be able to ask for help, get in touch with the relevant people, and not shy away from asking help, because over your journey you have to bring more and more people to your idea, and this would include like getting in touch with people who you have never met before or talked before. You have to find ways to get meetings with them, you have to find ways to get inputs from them, and reach out, like take the extra mile to reach out to the best of the people, because eventually the startup is going to be a sum of the people that are involved in it. The next thing that you can try and do is getting into an accelerator. Accelerators are a great way to bring order to things. Most accelerators have all the things available at one place that you would require, like mentorship, help, people, contacts, and everything. So they can be a great way to get your journey accelerated. You should aim for, of course, the right accelerators for yourself, and the best accelerators would even have a serious process to get into. So make sure that you get into the right accelerators, and very important, do not lose your sleep if you do not get into any accelerator, because again, as I said, not all startups came out of accelerators. There are companies that did their own way, and a lot of them. So don't worry, even if you are in or out of the accelerator, but yes, overall accelerators. The eighth thing to do is to read as many books. Books are like the light of Arendelle. When you go into a journey of unknowns, the light will basically show you the path. Books help you learn and understand from mistakes that others have done, and there are just so many beautiful books from other founders that you can read and follow. In fact, there are a lot of books especially available and written by non-tech founders that you can use as your guiding principle. So go ahead, read as much as possible. The ninth thing is getting a mentor. A mentor is very important in your success journey. Basically, apart from books, mentor is the biggest source to your knowledge base, to learning new things and avoiding costly mistakes. I'm in fact surprised that many times founders are looking aggressively for co-founders and not so much for mentors. But I feel that if co-founder is a partner in crime, a mentor is a teacher to your crime. So make sure that you have good mentors. The next thing for you to do is learning about the software development lifecycle. The software development lifecycle is the process that basically defines your product from idea to launch and all the activities within it. A software development lifecycle is the guide to your team, and by understanding it fully, you also know like how your team is doing, how your team is headed, what are they planning. You basically can really have those informed discussions with them, because you could understand their language and you could understand how your team is headed. Finding a CTO or a technology consultant or a virtual CTO is the other thing that should be on your list. See, eventually you are going to hit a wall. While I shared with you a lot of ideas that things that you can do yourself, but you would still need help, like especially when it comes to real technology decisions. Rather than taking a guess, it is important that you have someone to rely on. Either you can find a CTO who can come in as a co-founder, or if that is problematic, which it is in most cases, unless you have already found traction or you already have someone available, you can go for a technology consultant or a virtual CTO, a person who can come with specific goals and get you to at least to the next level, where you can eventually hire a CTO. So that's useful, because eventually someone has to take control of what all technology decisions go in your team. You dream of building a technology company but do not know where to start with. You may be coming from any background, but there has to be a process that you need to learn to be able to build a technology company. We are here to help you with the same. With our step-by-step guides and tutorials, we can help you take every decision that will help you launch a successful technology startup. Do follow and like to stay updated.